Greetings and salutations, fellow YouTube friends. Today on Jsurbanadventures, I got a first video of a new series that I'm doing called 10 Questions with a Homeless Person. And today, the homeless person we have is my friend Hunter. Do you mind if I say homelies? Homeless homies?
Okay.
He said okay. Yeah. So, this is Hunter. And we're in a snowstorm. And
I'd call it a blizzard.
yeah, usually I do my videos outside. I was gonna go to this cool park that Hunter showed me with all these crazy sculptures, but we're not gonna do it in this weather. We're gonna head over to Smith's. I'm banned from Smith's, so hopefully I don't get kicked out.
Oh no.
But that was like 3 or 4 years ago, so I don't think they're gonna remember me. So
they have new people,
new employees at Smith's, so we'll be all right. And yeah, we'll hope you guys enjoy the video. Check it out. Roll the intro. We'll be inside next time you see us. All right, I feel like I'm on a podcast. I can open up the laptop and do research. Got my janky questions here on my sheet, and we're just gonna go through these questions. You can answer them as detailed or undetailed as you want. So we're gonna start with the easy ones: name, age, and birthplace.
My name is Hunter. I don't have last name.
You don't have to give it out if you. Yeah.
I'm 30. I was born in Oakland, California.
How about you were born in Utah?
No.
I'm learning things today. So that leads to the next question. How long have you been in Utah?
Almost 4 years.
4 years. All right. What brought you here? That's not one of the questions. This is 10 questions with a homeless person, but there's going to be more than 10 questions.
I was living with my friends, my friend's adopted family in Twin Falls, and
Twin Falls, Idaho?
Yeah. His older brother committed suicide, and I was the person who found the body.
Oh. How do you do it?
Canned air.
Puffing?
Air duster.
So he might not. Do they know that he was trying to commit suicide, or maybe he was just trying to get high?
He was suicidal. He wanted to die,
Yeah.
but
So he was doing it excessive.
I don't know if the actual incident of his death was like. I think it may have been an accident of the moment rather than like he decided. But
he was doing
the night
too much.
before, he was like, I went in his room several times to like take him dinner or say hi or whatever, you know, and there was air cans
everywhere.
It was 9 or 10 of them in this corner. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen the rise and demise of Steve-O? You know Steve-O from Jackass? He got real bad on huffing, and he was rich, so he ordered boxes and boxes and boxes of.
I've never seen that particular thing, but I know like I have seen. I watched Jackass a lot, and I have seen the way he used to look. Like he used to be. I mean, he wasn't ever like, you know, buff, but
he was.
You can see how he really like went downhill.
Yeah. Huh. So wait, okay, so you found the body. That's horrible. And then what happened that made you come to Utah from Idaho?
Well, I didn't want to live with them anymore. I didn't want to stay in their house. And so leaving Twin Falls, well, I left in the middle of the fucking night. It was like, it was cold and rainy, you know, and
You just left by yourself? You just didn't want to be around it?
from the edge of the edge of town to the interstate entrance is just over like just over 3 miles.
Yeah.
And so I walked out there, and then I walked all night long, and I got
In the cold and the rain?
to the next town after Twin is this tiny little Oda place called Eden. And they've got this big truck stop right by the freeway.
I've been over in that area.
I went in there and hung out with those folks for a good portion of the day, trying to figure out how I was going to get out of there. And eventually, I did find a ride. This guy, like, he drove me to Pocatello, but got to Pocatello, and it was I don't know what time it was. It was you know, there was a storm moving in though, and it was like it was coming from the south, the north, and the west all at once. Like,
Perfect storm.
and it was this huge vortex like moving in, and
Did it seem like an omen?
it seemed pretty nasty. I don't know. I don't believe in omens and stuff, but the only way to go getting out of Pocatello at that time, you couldn't go north. Like, that's going toward the Tetons, and you know, there's a lot of rural area out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I
you don't want to
stayed
get stuck in a storm out there. So I went south. And this guy pulled over. I don't remember exactly how far I walked. It was pretty nasty. That pass coming, there's a mountain pass coming out of Pokie down toward the border, and it is just a freaking wind tunnel. It's horrible. But this guy pulled over, and he gave me a ride. So,
Were you thumbing it? Were you trying to get right, or he just stopped?
I was trying to get a ride.
Yeah. I've never hitchhiked.
The cops kept pulling me over too. Like, I got pulled over like I think 2 or 3 times by the same officer. Like,
Telling you to get off the street.
yeah, like telling me to get out. I had to get out of there, and whatever, you know. Like, I'm working on it. Going that way.
Well, so the next question is how long have you been homeless? Is that when it started? Was that when you got to Utah, or you had a place once you got here?
No.
Hold on one second. Nah, keep talking. Ignore the Smith's announcements.
They're announcing sales.
Sales.
30% off your favorite.
Toilet paper.
So
you got to Utah with the guy?
yeah, he dropped me off some town like just north of here a ways, and then I walked the rest of the way to Salt Lake.
You knew somebody here?
No,
But so where'd you stay?
outside.
So that was when you started being homeless, or you had been
Well,
homeless before that?
I'd been homeless before that,
Okay.
but I got here and I started finding my way around.
Do you know about how long accumulated time you've been without a house? If you could guess.
About 13 years.
Wow. And you're 30?
I heard a story.
That's
I was 17.
Okay. Huh. So the first time you became homeless, how did that happen?
My parents divorced, and my father and his wife moved away, and my mom moved away to live with her boyfriend, whom she eventually did get married to. And my dad and my stepmom, his wife, lived in a trailer. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen any of them really in almost 10 years. But there was just nowhere for me to be in.
You were 17 and they didn't take you with them? Like what? They just left you?
Yeah. I mean, not like, I woke up one day and the place was empty. They were just, they were just unwilling to take me wherever they were going. I tried to find some way to support myself and keep myself going, knowing that I was soon not going to have anywhere to go, and that just didn't happen.
That's messed up. All right. So this question's kind of doesn't really segue great from that, but have you been on any sort of like government assistance? You get food stamps. I heard you told me you were working on housing and you got housing.
I have a food card. Yeah. I got a voucher for an apartment. Still looking for an apartment. But I don't have SSI or whatever. It sucks, I should have Social Security, I think. I have brain damage.
Okay.
And paranoid schizophrenia. So I can't work a legitimate job.
That was one of the
function properly.
right. That was one of the questions. Is do you have any sort of disability?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay because it makes it easy. I can bounce around, but so you have a mental disability that makes it hard to work.
Yeah.
All right. And it's also hard. Hunter has a dog named Sharky, and it's in one of my really old videos. I babysat Sharky for a little bit.
Pictures of Sharky.
Yeah, pictures of Sharky. I'll pull them up while we. So we'll go back to the disability thing, but having Sharky makes it harder for you to get an apartment. Makes it harder. Is it like I respect that you care for that dog and you take care of it, but it probably makes it harder on you.
In some ways,
Yeah.
I don't have any, like I don't have credit, and I don't have.
Let me make sure this laptop's not blocking the shot. And we're still recording. Yeah, we're good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a way to. I don't have a way to fix a lot of these problems that are standing as roadblocks.
All right. pulling up pictures of Sharky so we can show you. All right. So we talked about the disability. Do you have any sort of medical insurance, like Medicaid or Medicare or whatever?
I have Medicaid. Unfortunately, I need dental work really bad.
Me too.
And yeah. No, I need dental work really bad,
Yeah.
and my Medicaid doesn't cover dental.
Yeah. I don't have any sort of health insurance, and my teeth are bad. It's from doing too many drugs, but but that's one of my other questions is, if you use any drugs or medication. I know you don't drink. I know you smoke cigarettes.
I smoke cigarettes and drink coffee.
Yeah, those
That's
are
my two things.
the two drugs, caffeine and nicotine. And if you don't think they're drugs, look up the definition of a drug and you'll find out that they are drugs. But you're not on any medication for your disability? Or are you supposed to be and you choose not to take it? Or what do you think about that?
So I used to take medications when I was younger, like when I was a teenager and stuff. And it did really bad things to my body, my stomach, my mind, my functionality. For a while, some of it was even like negatively affecting my circulatory system, and my heart and all that shit. I haven't taken medications in I forget how long it's been. I haven't taken any narcotics or anything like that in about 8 years.
Were you on medications when
Yeah,
you were younger?
8 years.
Like with your family? Like when
Yeah.
you were a kid? Yeah.
I was on Ritalin and Adderall and Abilify and Wellbutrin, Cymbalta, Depakote, Remron and Seroquel. I've taken. They've had me on a whole gamut of all kinds of things.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like how we put children on all these medications and because of one reason or another.
No, man, it's wrong.
Show that picture, the top picture on the camera.
Get out of here. You didn't see that.
Put up some of them on full screen.
Let's see.
Let me grab this real quick. That's Sharky. That's Sharky. There he is. And cute dog. Nice. Yeah, I was hoping he'd be in the video, but since it's snowing, Hunter left Sharky over at the park that I wanted to film this at, but it's snowing so bad. There's somebody watching him, by the way, also with your shopping cart.
He's got a babysitter with him.
I wanted to kind of do like a not a tour of your cart, but show what kind of stuff you carry on the daily and things like that. But I didn't know if you'd want to do that because then people are going to see what you got.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Sharky's not here, the cart's not here. They're being left with somebody over at the park, and the park, it's snowing so bad outside we couldn't go to the park. But
yeah, and he's got his bed out, and he's under this big shed thing. Like he's got cover from the weather. He's warm, got his blankets and his.
Yeah, the spot that that we're gonna go to is it's a park that's open just in the daytime hours, and they let homeless people kind of hang out there during the day under this overhang thing, and it's pretty cool. It's a crazy park built by some Mormon guy with a bunch of weird statues. But that's beside the point. But yeah, Sharky's fine.
After we're done getting this stuff, you could go back with me and just like get a couple of good shots.
Yeah, that's where I just wanted to coffee burp. I just wanted to get some B-roll of the statues and all with all the weird stuff. We can make a video on just the weird stuff at that park.
You could. People do.
It's creepy. But, all right, so, okay, well, so let's just go to this one. How do you feel about, so you don't stay in the shelter. I've never known you to stay in the shelter. How do you feel about Utah's shelter and their housing system? Are they doing enough? Do they need to do
I got a
more?
lot of problems with some of the things that they've done. So the way that it used to be, the shelter and housing system around here, there was hundreds of people just out on the street. You remember?
Yeah, just lined
There was
up and down the
hundreds of
block.
people just out on the street, getting high, and I mean, cops would
Not care?
either not
Ignore
care, ignore it, or some of them really did, and they got mean. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that died.
Oh, yeah.
I watched your video that you did
On the
walking
shelter.
down around,
Yeah.
that whole area, right after it closed. So,
At the time, being in the shelter, I felt like it was
but
a bad thing because
they shut everything down, and
they turned that whole area into like a jail.
They took away a place for all these people to be and sent them out into the world. Like, there are all these hundreds of people that were staying down at the shelter, and now they have nowhere to fucking go, and they're out wandering around in Sugar House and Holiday, and they're wandering
and then when
around
the
in all
cops-
these other neighborhoods where they don't want them.
When the cops find them,
And-
they're like, they arrest them or they say you need to get out of here. Where are you gonna go? And that shelter, I know in the wintertime, that shelter, they would pack that place full. They would have people sleeping on the floor in the hallways. They would have people sleeping on the floor in the lobby. They'd have people everywhere. Any space they could put somebody, lay down there on the floor. And
And the new shelter is like 10 miles away from all the services anyone could feasibly want or need to access.
except for the jail. It's right next to the jail.
Oh, yeah. I got out of jail. I ain't got no money for beer, but I'm gonna go here to the shelter.
I mean, at least they don't gotta walk far.
Oh, wow, there's a husky over there. So we just walk that way. Sorry.
All right. Do you have so I know you don't have like a job, but how do you make money? Do you have a hustle? What do you do?
I'm a mover.
Like moving stuff, furniture and stuff?
Yeah, like, you're moving out of your house,
Yeah.
you need help, like, I'll come over and I'll put your stuff on your truck or wherever.
There's a meme of this giant, like, Austrian guy, and he's working in a moving place, and he said, I pick things up and put things down.
I also, I've done like landscaping and construction and stuff, but it didn't work out very well. Like, I've made my trade in being a mover, and that's honestly like what I've become best at.
Do you like panhandle? Do you span?
Sure.
Yeah.
When I have to, if I have to. I mean, like,
Just to get some cash, because like how do you advertise that you want to move for people? Or you just
a
kind
lot of
of
that is like word of mouth, and
you just kind of
like
let it come.
I'll go for a cheap rate if I know that this person just needs help.
Right there.
I've even done free moving jobs just because like they needed help, so bad, and I know like, well, they were fucking broke.
Yeah. Well, and I know you're a good guy.
There have been a lot of people who, like, they're old or disabled, whatever, And I tell him, like, okay, you can pay me. Okay, well, you can pay me. How long are we gonna do this? We're gonna be at this all day. $80 to $100. I'm not gonna screw myself. I'm not gonna screw you. Your stuff's not gonna get broken. It's gonna be safe. It's gonna go on the truck. It's gonna go to your new home.
Yeah.
But, you know, my dog and I need what we need.
Right. And it's hard finding work when they know you're homeless. They can see you're homeless, and a lot of people are wary of letting you into their house, and so it makes it harder. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to earn trust.
That's another thing that, like, this one guy asked me. He's like, "Do you ever need help, like, on your moving jobs?"
Yeah.
No offense, man,
Right.
but not from you.
Yeah. Same thing. When I worked at Wendy's,
Like,
I wouldn't reference anybody because
this guy was. This guy was quite obviously, you know, a user.
Yeah.
And I'm not bringing this guy to a stranger's house who's hired me to help
move all their property.
Move them out.
Yeah.
And we walk up. Who's that? No, I like you. Who are you?
Yeah.
You are nasty. You're not coming in my home. You know what I mean?
And
like,
if you reference them and you bring them in and they don't do a good job, it looks bad on you.
and if they look so awful like that, you know, all it takes, you know, first impression in that kind of thing makes a huge difference.
Right.
If you look nice, or if you don't look nice and you show up, you know, with me, and you know, that makes a huge impact on my, you know, my reputation in my work and what I do.
Yeah. It's tough. And it's going to be hard for you to get a regular, like, 9-to-5 job. Or you already said there's a lot of things holding you back from doing that. All right, so we've been going for a while. What else? I already asked that. And then did I ask all of them?
No.
Just the last one?
I think
It's just the last one. 'Cause this
these
is the
last
dog.
two.
Well, we already asked about the dog, or yeah, we've already talked about the dog. So the last one is what are your goals, if any, or do you just, you know, do you set goals? Do you have something that you're going for, or do you just kind of live life freely? And,
I'm a writer.
okay.
That's what my computer is often for. You know, of course, I watch movies and TV and stuff on here. You know,
And YouTube videos.
And YouTube videos. This guy. But I write stories on here, and I also someday I want to be published. I have some poems.
I've
throw
read one of
things
your
up on
poems.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And
Do you do short stories and or just poetry more? I've read one of your poems.
Well, I do short stories and poems and stuff, and I'm currently working on a novel story.
Nice.
But someday I want to be published, and someday probably in the way future, I want to have some land, and I want to build a wildlife sanctuary and rehabilitate wild animals.
Nice.
Because
Rehabilitate, you said? Wild animal? That would be
I
awesome.
love all animals, all creatures.
Yeah. I'd like to. I saw a video of some guy, he owns an extra piece of land, and he let homeless people come in and set up tents. And he provides them water, and they stay on his property. They got water. They can bring in solar panels for power, and so I thought that was kind of cool. Every man needs to own some land. Well, that's all the questions. Oh, that was a good hit. I hit it right on the lens.
Like right.
Now I gotta make sure
There.
it still fits. Okay, but all right. Do you have any questions for me or anything else you want to talk about or say? This is a freestyle time.
I don't know.
How's this cold? It sucks, huh?
Dude. Oh man, I got sick. Like I think I caught the flu or something. I think day before yesterday was almost nonstop vomiting. Yesterday and today.
Did you go to the 4th Street Clinic?
I got like a stomach flu, vomiting, diarrhea, all that kind of mess. And
that sucks when you can't find a toilet.
I think my fever has broke. I don't think I have a fever anymore. But I hope that means that I'm pushing through it.
Yeah.
But
You sound alright. I haven't heard you coughing or sneezing or anything.
yeah, it hasn't been that awful today.
Do you ever go to 4th Street Clinic? That's the clinic for homeless people and low-income people. You get
I don't.
free care.
I'm not a registered patient at 4th Street. I'm trying to become a registered patient at 4th Street, but it's difficult. So
I think all you got to do is go there and tell them I don't have a house.
well, I also have to facilitate a place in person, or a place for my dog to be,
While you
or
go
a
there.
person to watch him while I go down there.
Because even if your leg's falling off, you're still going to sit there for 6 hours.
It's gonna take all day if you're not a registered patient.
4th Street Clinic is an all-day. Even if you are a registered clinic, even if you make an appointment, you're still going to sit there for at least 2 or 3 hours, even if you make an appointment. But, well,
Healthcare is another thing I don't like about, like mishandling issues with homeless people in Salt Lake. Like a lot of people need some serious health care, and they're not getting it.
yeah. I also feel like they encourage. It's like, so I knew this girl. This is anecdotal, but I knew this girl that she was trying to get housing, and they basically said you need to have a disability. So she said she was gonna make them think she was crazy, so she could get housing. Now, honestly, I think she was kind of crazy already, but, but she didn't need to do a lot of convincing. But still, the fact that she said that, the fact that that thought's in her head is like, kind of disturbing. But
For sure.
well, cool, man. I think what time is it? How much time we've talked for?
It's 3:07.
2:47. So we've been going for 20 minutes, so that's long enough. But cool. Well, good talking to you, buddy. This dude's a great dude. The other week, I didn't have any money except for money for a pack of cigarettes, and we met at Starbucks, and he bought me 2 cups of coffee without me asking. He just bought me coffee, and I was like, man, I don't have a lot of money. I'm broke too. I have a place to stay right now, but I'm still broke. I need to get a job and all that, and I'm trying to do a handyman thing, and it's hard because people don't know you. You gotta have word of mouth, and you gotta be presentable. And I didn't have any money that day, and he bought me 2 cups of coffee, and I was like, I know you're a good guy. So, and I was telling him I just want to spread awareness that not all homeless people are crazy drug addict people that are gonna steal your stuff. And that was another thing.
And if they are, they often have serious emotional issues that they're self-medicating.
Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons why people are homeless, and I feel like for a shelter to be effective, it needs to segregate the population. You need to have.
You got your junkie bitches out there, but some of them just want help, and they don't know how to get it, and that frustrates people. And when you don't know how to ask for help, or where to ask for help, sometimes it's much easier, truly, just to sit down and do drugs.
Yeah, and it's a snowball effect. Once you get in that cycle, it's hard to get out. It keeps getting worse. If you're a user, I think the only way you're going to get off the streets is to stop using. but there's other people like you who don't even use, and you're on the streets. And so we have to analyze each person in each situation, see why they're in that situation and how to help it. Some people are veterans and they're disabled, and you know they're trying to get Social Security.
That pisses me off. The way that we treat military veterans in this country is fucking awful, man. It makes me sad.
They should have a mansion. Just for doing, you did 4 years, you get this house, you know, for your life. But the world is an imperfect place. We're gonna end it there. I'll do a little outro, end card, and thank you guys for watching. That'll be it. After just talking with my boy, my homely Hunter here, hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you hit the bell, make sure you subscribe, make sure drop in the comments what you'd like me to ask other people. If I can find other homeless people that are willing to do an interview, drop it in the comments what you want to see. Check out these other videos that are floating magically over here somewhere, and come back to the channel soon.
Starbucks rules.
Starbucks and Smith's, thanks for not sponsoring this video. Jsurbanadventures, peace.